people, it's Dante. Today we're going to be doing some espresso ASMR. Chest mount, just POV it. GoPro Mini, 1080p, 30 FPS, exported to 720p at Super View. Vibram 5-finger LX shoes are good. Okay, so carnivore diet talk. What is the solution? The American raised Wagyu ground beef from the Costco's Business Center is the easiest to cook. Just get yourself a big ass cast iron pan. You can throw all three on there. Boom, boom, boom. The solution. Because it's so fast and easy to cook, it's like with steaks and stuff, you gotta like be all precise. It's like they're good and they're fine. They're easy too, but the Wagyu ground beef, you just get a big bowl and a spoon, chop it up, eat it up. Simple. So why am I so passionate about the carnivore diet? This past year of 2023, I did it, and look, it's like the greatest thought that I found when it comes to this thing is the body is democratic, right? So anyone and everyone can become beautiful and have a demigod physique and look like a Spartan and fucking look like an ancient sculpture if one has simple self-discipline, right? And, you know, eliminates foods and embraces red meat. I think anyone on 100% grass-fed red meat diet will inevitably become more beautiful, and that's such a good thought. It's like, wow, some fasting, some discipline, some physical training, right? You know, if everyone starts to, you know, do simple lifts, where I think the best lifting techniques are done while moving. So the farmer's walk, focusing on grip strength, pull-ups, push-ups, the simple stuff that's active and has you moving your body. You know, nothing like, you know, bench press, shoulder press, all this kind of shit is probably more prone to injury and I think actually ill-advised. So I believe it's wise to embrace things like the farmer's walk. And also another thing, if you're trying to get into fitness and you find it to be hard for you to even get yourself moving and you're really starting from square one, the Japanese kendama, this toy, is a great way to get your blood rushing. So I really believe in this idea of play and having fun in the gym where fitness is fun. Also, it's a meditative tool where I can kind of just zone out and zen the fuck out. This is how I meditate when I'm in Pompeii about how I can build a new Rome in one day. I kind of just sit back and play. Yeah, the kendama is pretty fun. And you have to bend your knees up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down movement. And it's just cool. It's like, it's just an interesting thing. Woo! Oh, I got the flip. That's the hardest one. It's super, super hard. Another fun tool with the iPad Pro is, if I can open this, the ZenBrush 2 app. So I like to do these calligraphy drawings where kind of just gets your creative juices flowing. I mean, it's all scribbly nonsense, but it's kind of cool. I mean, I find it to be enjoyable. The whole idea with art in the 2024s is, you know, even with street photography, right? It's like imperfection is perfection, and to take it too seriously and be stuck with this like perfectionist mindset is, I think, not wise. And so, I mean, I'm just scribbling, but it's fun. It's like, who's gonna sit around and make the perfect Mona Lisa anymore, right? Like, no one's doing that anymore. Right? We're the era of speed, and I believe in this notion of futurism and using the new mechanical processes, using the small compact cameras, using the iPads and shit like that. That is something It's been on my mind. While also paying homage and respect to the greats like Caravaggio and the perfection here with the lighting and everything. I mean, it's biblical. Biblical. All right. Farmer's Walk. Speaking about art has me thinking of my new process. Why you should embrace the snapshot. Why you should embrace the snapshot? How should I word this? Why you should embrace the snapshot? Why you should practice? Why snapshot? Why snapshot? I think that's much more, not you should do this, no. Why snapshot? It's better, asking myself this. I've recently adopted a new process with my photography where I merely set the camera in automatic mode and embrace the snapshot approach, period. It's simple and fun. I believe that simplicity is king, period. When it comes to photography, we oftentimes get bogged down by the gear itself, camera settings, and other superfluous things, period. When it comes to the snapshot approach, it simplifies this, period. It allows you to simply remain in the moment, recognize the life in front of you, and press the shutter, period. Think longevity. My goal is to photograph until the day that I die, period. Just think, as you grow older, are you going to want to carry around a big camera and use slow processes, period? Question mark. The weight of the camera actually does matter. Period. Being able to carry a camera with you wherever you go that fits in your pocket is critical for my daily practice and photography, period. Imperfection is more beautiful. When it comes to photography, I actually believe that imperfection is very beautiful, period. Especially in the realm of street photography, where we embrace spontaneity, it only makes sense to not have everything perfectly aligned, period. The snapshot naturally embraces this imperfect aesthetic and is something that I have been interested in, period. Speed. I find that it's the fastest approach to making a photograph, period. Just point and shoot, comma, man, exclamation point. Shout out to Daniel in Mexico City. Just point and shoot, man. Daniel. Oh, that was funny as fuck. When I photograph something, I like to photograph with intensity, period. I will typically make many pictures of a single subject, period. I also enjoy moving my physical body while photographing, period. When you embrace the snapshot, it allows you to move fluidly through the streets and to press the shutter more often than not, period. A lot of the times in street photography, we subscribe to the notion of the, quote, decisive moment. But I believe in speed. I say click the shutter more than less, period. Sure, comma, Bresson was able to be precise, comma, patient, comma, and ultimately decisive with the moments that he captures. But with our new compact digital cameras, we have more opportunity to see what reality will manifest to be in a photograph, period. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. I recently adopted a new process with my photography where I merely set the camera in automatic mode and embrace the snapshot approach. Everything I say rhymes. I do it all the time. I flip a shekel like a dime. I don't like lemons, I like limes. One day I'll be in South Italy with a woman that is fine. Alright, how do I find my snapshot video? Did I make a video on the snapshot recently? I believe I did. I think this is it. If this is it, well, it will glitch my shit. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. So maybe I should have watched this back. Yeah, I'm in Louis, breakfast in the bougie. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So I will go to my YouTube channel. What's poppin', people? It's Dante. I'm on the streets of Philly, just coming out of the Fashion District Mall here. You know, I love walking through the malls during Christmas time because they play Christmas music and it's just really uplifting, right? And so yeah, today I just wanted to discuss this notion of the snapshot and why I'm so passionate about this approach to street photography. I find that the snapshot aesthetic is actually really beautiful when you sort of embrace imperfection and make multiple sort of photographs of one thing, and to sort of just let the chips fall as they may, where you're just curious about what a photograph will manifest to be in reality, right? To sort of extract and abstract from life itself, I find to be an interesting notion and goal to set out and to practice, right? Where the more you're focused on these sort of perfect compositions, making things so perfect, lining things up, I think actually the more boring and blasé the photographs become. So, you know, consider the snapshot, consider throwing the camera around. I think it lends itself really well using, you know, a Ricoh or some sort of compact camera that you can have on a wrist strap, and setting the snap focus to 2 meters. I have it at AV mode f8, and yeah, I think having snap focus is great for the snapshot, as you know, there's no hunting around with autofocus and things. So I really just wanted to discuss this, because I think to play more with your photography and to not take it so seriously will actually unlock more creative potential. And when you're considering the snapshot, you know, really hone in on details. And if something is even like the smallest thing interesting to you, right? Get down on your knee, look at the textures, and see what it will manifest to be later. I mean, it may seem crazy, it may seem like I'm looking at nothing, but in reality, everything around you can become this potential photograph to create, looking at the texture of this pattern. And to sort of make multiple photos of the same thing, to really look at all the details and all the complexities of the world, right? To treat the world as a canvas where there's infinite potential in the mundane life, and, you know, embracing the sort of impermanent nature of life, looking at the sign here fading away, and yeah, sort of go back to the sort of amateur state, sort of return to this state of play, and just see what you will do with it. I mean, the more I open myself up to more subject matter, more things, whether it's like the grungy texture of the floor, the patterns on the walls, portraits, faces, people, architecture, really just everything and anything, you know, it makes photography more fun, which ultimately for myself is the goal. And to channel that sort of inner lust for life and joy is what I believe is the goal, where I hope to share this sort of sense of wonder and awe in life itself that I find forever fascinating to me, where like literally everything and anything becomes so interesting. And it's not like I'm just snapshotting around randomly, like things stick out to me and I recognize them. And when I put the camera up to this window and look through the texture and the reflection, and I observe the different lampposts and these historic lampposts here in Philadelphia, I can uplift these things. I can make something out of nothing. I can champion humanity and the sort of approach of being a flaneur in your town, sort of walking.
So here's the blog post. I chose this composition, which has the street art irregular in the background, which I think lends itself well for the idea of imperfection. So, a little bit of writing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, kendama. So treat the GoPro as a way for you to throw other people in your shoes, whether it's through the point of view or through it being an audio tool, right? So think audio when you use a GoPro. It's like a note-taking tool, right? So when I'm recording my voice with the GoPro, I'm recording it for moments like this, where I'm curious about what I said in the past, for me to then review and write and to dive deeper into my things or topics that I want to sort of discuss. So that's kind of a little behind the scenes and how I'm going to be using my GoPro and stuff like this with the writing. I think what I really am hoping for is ChatGPT to
get better because right now with ChatGPT, I've tried to transcribe audio files. Alas, it hasn't been successful. Hoping that as the technology advances, my writing will become a lot easier with this tool. Yeah, I think everyone should download ChatGPT. Everyone should embrace the new stuff. It's just good for like everyday things where it's like, I was drinking my water the other day, I was like, like what's Deer Park? And then you can like look up like, oh, who made Deer Park? Who's the CEO? What's the, history of Deer Park? Just like in a fast and efficient manner where research is easier. Why is this? Yeah, so I think everyone should get ChatGPT. I didn't use it today in my workflow because there wasn't really anything to pull. But yeah. Increase your tenacity.